Good evening, everyone, and welcome to CSR2. Here we've got tonight the last match of the Breath of the Wild Master Sword Restricted Tournament 2026. We've got a round 3 match. This is Proto versus Sir Tapir. I'm Star, our comms, Nader, Cloud, and Danny. How are you two doing?
We're doing great, Star. Thanks for getting this set up for us. We're super excited to see this race tonight. Glad we can be here to help out with commentary. And so we're going to guide you through this super awesome run. So hang in there, and we're going to have a great time.
Yes.
Looks like our runners are both just getting ready to start. So this is round 3 of our 2026 Master Sword Restricted Tournament. And this is a Swiss-style tournament. So unlike a traditional bracket like you'd see in the World Cup or March Madness or something, each runner gets the chance to play against the other runners in their group at least once. So basically, we kind of score them based on how many matches they win and lose. Proto and Tapir are both 1-1 right now, 1 win, 1 loss. So the winner of this match will improve to 2-1, and the loser will regress, go down to 1-2, something like that. Anyways, so seems like we're just about ready to get started here.
Exciting.
So normally with Breath of the Wild, we start from gaining control of Link after the intro, but for the sake of races, we start from new game. Looks like we're heading off in 2, 1, and go. Perhaps a little bit of delay on Proto's end.
Yeah, looks like it.
But we're loading in, and we're off. So Danny, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. It's my ZSR debut tonight.
This is true. Everybody, can we get a huge round of applause in the chat for Ms. Danny over here? Her first time ever commentating a race. She was so graceful enough to join me so that I wouldn't have to fly solo tonight. So thank you.
Of course.
Claps,
Anytime
hugs, kisses, smooches, all of that for you. But yeah, we are off. So Master Sword Restricted, let's talk about this a little bit. For anyone who is unfamiliar with the category, Master Sword, obviously like in many Zeldas, is just Master Sword RTA. Start from new game to ending time at picking up the Master Sword, which is in Korok Forest, in case you haven't played. Spoilers for an almost 10-year-old game, by the way. Where the restricted part comes in is that we are forced to get the Master Sword by obtaining spirit orbs from their correct places. Basically, this category will ban any sort of glitch that allows you to get the Master Sword early, or that would duplicate heart containers or spirit orbs, which, we trade in for heart containers. More or less, this category is going to force us to complete 40 shrines. This does include the 4 on the Great Plateau, so after Plateau, 36 shrines, which if you are at least somewhat able to count, like me, then you realize there's 120 shrines in this game, 40 shrines in this category. That's a third of every shrine in this game.
Take it.
A lot of ground to cover. We're going to be taking a grand tour of the entire map of Hyrule. And we're going to have an absolute blast. There are a couple small route deviations between different runners. Might choose one shrine over the other in terms of which one they're more consistent with. But generally, we're probably going to see a pretty similar route, minus maybe 1 or 2 shrines from these 2 runners today. Now, Tapir is, he hasn't run the game in quite a while, but he's a bit of a dark horse. He took down Moist, who's a pretty strong runner. Resurrection with Proto not that far behind. And again, he did start his time a little late, but for the purposes of the race, we do have to consider that Tapir would be ahead for the moment. So for anybody that maybe has not played this game before, Danny, maybe you could talk us through a little bit about what Great Plateau is and why we're going to be spending our first 15 minutes of the game on Great Plateau.
My goodness. Well, the Great Plateau is basically the tutorial for the, what's the word in English, runes?
Yeah, the runes.
Yeah, and cannot skip the Great Plateau, so everybody has to do it for every run. So yeah, there is no category where you won't see this.
Link.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I think even if there was a way to skip the Great Plateau, for this category in particular, we'd probably still be doing it because you get a a free heart container, or 4 spirit orbs, which equates to 1 heart container.
Exactly. I do have to confess that in my one casual playthrough I've ever done of this game, I cheated. I'll just say it.
Cheated how? Care to, since we're in a little bit of a confession booth here.
Well, you know, I wanted more hearts. I couldn't do some of the shrines, couldn't find them. So, you know.
One thing led to another, and then all of a sudden, there were just a bunch of extra hearts. Okay, look, I understand. It's okay. Alright. Well, we'll have a lot to talk. Speaking of hearts, we'll have a lot to talk throughout this race in terms of the routing that we'll be taking from shrine to shrine to shrine. And why there's a lot of reasons to as why we might do particular shrines first compared to later. And a lot of that does have to do with our health. We're going to see Tapir go for our first major trick of the run here, besides the 3 clips that we saw earlier. And this is going to be our wind bomb. If you're unfamiliar with the wind bomb, basically all we're doing is dropping 2 bombs behind each other in this slow-mo, and detonating the first one will launch the second one into Link, causing him to ragdoll and fly in a certain direction. Now, this is a very low skill floor, high skill ceiling trick. Easy to learn, but hard to master. And Master Sword Restricted is often a favorite category for runners of this game, specifically for that reason. Because there's just so much little nuance to wind bombs and the different kinds. You've got super launches, you've got turns, you've got square first, you've got delayed detonations. A lot of stuff you can get into, and I could nerd out about it all night, but I'll spare you. But basically, suffice it to say, as you saw there, both of our runners, one wind bomb will basically use 1 heart. So we can think of our life force as ammunition for this movement trick, right? So we're gonna have to make sure that we'll either have a way to get food to heal if we need to do more wind bombs, or at the end of every shrine we'll get a health refill. So we're trying to do at least no more than 2 wind bombs per shrine, just to like limit the amount of backup food that we'll have to grab. So that's something to keep out a watch for. A little bit of break time. Now would be a great time to throw it to donations. No, I'm just kidding. I was just at SUDQ last week, so I'm still in the mindset of raising money. Well, I suppose if you'd really like to contribute, you can go follow either or both of these awesome runners on their respective Twitch channels.
Yeah.
And something we are going to see in this run, compared to other categories that we might not, is we're going to be grabbing the tower. Now, if you're just looking to beat the game as fast as possible in the 90% category, you would skip the tower just because it's this long animation of the tower rising and then distilling the math rune and then watching a cutscene and skipping a cutscene. It's this whole ordeal, right? However, remember, we're doing 40 shrines in this run. Without the tower, we would have to clip into every single one of those shrines. And that time does add up a lot. And not to mention, we're going to have to fast travel back and forth since we're going all over the map. So grabbing the shrine here, grabbing the tower here actually takes quite a bit of time in both those regards.
Yeah, for sure. Imagine clipping into 40 shrines, jeez.
Actually, I remember, who was it? There were 2 or 3 runners several months ago that did a race of this category, but towerless. So they actually did. I want to say it was Moist and Lux and maybe somebody else. But yeah, they did it. They did an MSR towerless race. It was kind of crazy.
That is insane. God, I can't imagine.
What's kind of funny about that is I think actually on the Switch 2 edition of this game, you know, it runs at 60 FPS, smoother graphics, etc. I think that there's actually a consistent way to clip into every single shrine through the front door. Because a lot of the shrines, they have like slightly different geometry, and so the clip that you'll have to do is a bit different. Awesome launch and fall damage cancel there from Tapir, but he didn't land in the water too, so no worries there. And a good clutch by Proto as well, not too far behind.
Holy.
We have to do that launch there because there's an invisible wall surrounding the tower. They want you to drop down so you can talk to the old man, but that's very slow. So doing that wind bomb to get out of there is pretty crucial to save time.
Yes, so you were saying there's an easier way to clip into the shrines on Switch too?
I don't know about easier necessarily, but definitely consistent.
Or like if
okay. you use the like the terminal that opens the shrine to set your skew angle to clip in, and that's the same on pretty much every shrine, right? So you can do that. But I don't think it works quite the same on Switch 1. I'd be curious to see. Tapir going for a pretty risky but very fast wind bomb here that we call Canal to get through the Magnesis Shrine. Weird angle, but he didn't die, so he can actually continue this. Not losing too much time. Oh!
Good backup.
I haven't seen this in forever. Doing a slide from up top here.
Same.
Proto going for the same wind bomb, getting a much better launch all the way to the end here. And we also noticed that Proto scanned Amiibo, so he's going to have a lot of backup food. Won't have to worry about that for pretty much the rest of the run. And with that, our runners are basically neck and neck now. This is going to be a pretty exciting race.
I'm curious to see what route each one of them is going to take. What shrines they're going to do.
The big diversion point is going to come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shrines after Plateau is kind of where we might see our first breakpoint if they choose to go for a different route. But generally kind of the meta or the standard these days is to do what we call the Akala first route, where we're going to take a long branch going up the river, up north through Hyrule Field, across the Nehru wetlands, and up into Akala. And we're going to head deep into the back of Akala, and then we're going to warp back to the Kakariko village area and go from there. And what that is going to do is it's going to allow our run, which will allow them to not have to rely as heavily on backup food, and then also they'll be able to do a lot more chains of wind bombs. Basically, remember, we're using our health as ammunition every time we want to do one of these tricks. 1 launch equals 1 heart. Yeah. So having extra heart containers is going to be pretty crucial. And we have to trade them in anyways to get the Master Sword, so you're really not losing much time grabbing some early.
That's literally part of a run.
And it looks like...
Things less scary.
Yeah, looks like Proto has pulled ahead a little bit. Welcome in everybody coming over from Zelda Speedrun's main channel. This is round 3 of our Breath of the Wild Master Sword Restricted Tournament. Swiss-style tournament, so both of our runners are 1-1 right now. Winner will improve to 2-1. And we just got started, so if you're thinking about hanging out, sit down, buckle up, grab your popcorn. This is going to be a very fun race.
That's... Oh, he's grabbing the hammer.
Yeah, ditching the spear to grab the hammer here. The hammer is not only going to be useful for breaking some rocks that have shrines behind them, but a two-handed weapon in particular is used for a couple normalized setups that we have for the inside of shrines to get yourself a quick and consistent launch. And we'll explain more about that once we get there.
It's a lot less scary to wind bomb over there than directly to the monk.
And grabbing the hammer will also make this next trick that we're about to see from Proto's side a bit quicker. We're just going to spin this rock right here 3 times, crouch, shoot up, jump on it, cancel it, jump, swap to bombs. Very well done. Super smooth, super fluid motion.
Clean.
And with that, we're going to see Proto sliding all the way to Cryo. something that will not really come into play during the beginning of the run, but that we will see towards the later portions is this this cold damage here. If you think about how we have to complete 1/3 of every shrine in this game to get the Master Sword, and you might start to remember how many like cold and snowy areas there are, and then all the volcano areas. Then there's the Gerudo Desert. So we're pretty much going to be avoiding the Elden region at all costs, since we do not have nearly enough hearts or food to tank the fire damage.
Or clothes.
Right. I mean, we could get them, but it would just be very slow. So our routing is going to try to avoid those areas as much as possible. Same with the desert, too. We're not going to be going into the desert very much at all. Plus, towards the later part of the run, like mentioned earlier, we will have a lot more heart containers. So we can afford to take a little bit of like weather chip damage.
Mm-hmm.
Proto going for a quick setup. Good bounce all the way up into the
Nice.
cage. And that'll be shrine number 4. Complete for Proto. Tapir not very far behind, just grabbing his cryo rune.
Yeah, they're being
And
very clean with it.
Yeah, very great execution from our runners overall so far. And like Danny mentioned earlier, 4 shrines in the Great Plateau, then we'll be able to grab the paraglider and leave. And the paraglider, combined with wind bombs, is going to allow us to traverse the overworld quite quickly and in very interesting ways. Tapir getting an interesting bounce. Gonna have to run all the way back from around, run all the way around from the back of the cage. But he has also now completed his 4th shrine.
Yay.
I guess something else we can mention here is... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I really like this view outside of this shrine. It's beautiful.
It's pretty. And it's a little bit of foreshadowing, too, because we're going to be going to all these places within the next hour. But I was going to say, now it's probably a good time as I need to talk about the language. Both our runners are playing in English. Technically, you can save like a couple frames by playing in Russian instead, but it really doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah.
So English would be our second fastest language, only a couple frames behind Russian, I believe, is how it shakes out. See Proto grabbing the paraglider. This is just like Fortnite.
Huge.
Although, unfortunately, I don't think you can hit the gritty in this game. As much as I've tried.
That is very unfortunate.
So, yep. Alright. Well, since Proto is a little bit ahead here, we're going to go ahead and switch to his POV. He's going to be making his way over to our first shrine off plat, number 5 in total, which is Boshkala. Boshkala is pretty interesting. You can do this slide over here is the consistent way, but there's also a very fast but a little bit riskier launch that we might see Tapir go for if he wants to try to make some time back. So that's another thing about this category is we're going to be seeing a lot of interplay between safety strats versus consistency versus, trying to make some time back. Those sort of things. Risk and reward.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times for a shrine or for overall movement, there'll be something a little bit more difficult you can do that saves maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds here and there. Case in point, Proto's going for a Boshkala wind bump, which you don't often see. It only saves about 3 seconds, believe it or not. But he nailed it perfectly, so he's going to be getting those 3 seconds.
Yay.
Boshkala is actually one of the only shrines that you can just kind of complete casually in the run if you want to, and it's not very slow. Just running through and using the fans to glide all the way to the end. Which, if I had to predict, is what we're going to see Tapir going for. But I'll hold my breath for a sec. Okay, he's just going to be running through.
Playing it safe.
Alright, now what Proto's going for here is what we call a super launch. Now's a time where we can talk a little bit about the interesting physics and the way that this game calculates them. Didn't quite get the launch he wanted, so he's going to go for a backup midair. Ooh, looked a bit risky, but that should get him a lot further towards the shrine.
Backup food coming in clutch.
Definitely, definitely. And, yeah, so the way that this game handles lag is kind of interesting. Instead of slowing the game speed down, it'll just skip that frame that lag is, and we're going to see Tapir going for the same trick here too. And to compensate for that skipped frame, the next frame after the lag frame, the world and the physics will move at double speed for just one single frame. So what you can do here, oh, Tapir unfortunately getting some nasty dead angles, but he's got a lot of food, so should be okay here. This one's pretty tough. But what you can do here is what we call a super launch, which is where if you induce lag, buffer a little bit, then pull glider on that one single frame after where you get double speed, then the game will calculate your flying speed as double, as like the rest of the world, and you'll just get this crazy fast launch. Both of our runners unfortunately missed this one, but there'll be more opportunities to see a super throughout the run, and Tapir also going for a backup midair. Proto going for a nice, easy turn launch to glide all the way to Gila Rao, or Flower Blight Shrine, as it is affectionately or disaffectionately known by many in the community.
That was really clean as well.
Mm-hmm. Proto just going for a nice, pretty easy, consistent strat there. Not to get all the way to the end, but to launch yourself up the wall there. And just drop down. There are some slightly faster, but a lot more riskier wind bombs you can try that'll launch you straight to the end. But going for consistency there is definitely not a poor choice at all. You're getting a bit lower of a launch than he probably would have liked. We'll see if he goes for... Yep, he's going to go for the cryo backup here. Just dropping a cryo block and then wind bombing off of it. Oh, unfortunately getting a bad launch angle there. So if we direct our attention to Proto screen, he's probably going to be going for this ferry here that luckily loads in before everything else. Grabbing the ferry. This is mainly for backup, in case you just get an unlucky bounce and die. Oh, speaking of unlucky bounces, smart to grab that food there as quickly as possible, because you will take some damage on the ragdoll roll there. This area that he's launching has a lot of lag, so he's probably going to pan the camera, get some backup food here. Now he's going to be heading into Kaya 1. A bit of an interesting strat. And Tapir going for the same healer route strat that Proto did, just on the left side instead of the right. So not going to be losing or gaining any time there from that. Here's our cryo block in the water, and we're going to launch ourselves up into a part of the shrine that you're normally not supposed to access. But oh, landed a bit too further down. He's going to probably wall jump up top. Yep, there we go. Very nice.
Nice.
And once we're up here, we can drop a bomb and just slide all the way to the end. Some good clean wiggles, and bang, there we go. Good recovery.
Wall jumps make me think of a cryo skip back in the day.
Yeah, oh, takes me back. So you're getting a much better launch than Proto did from the ferry to Kaya 1 here, so I'll be getting some time there. And we'll see how his shrine interior goes.
Yeah, they're still pretty neck to neck. This is gonna be interesting.
Yep, Proto with about a half a shrine segment lead over Tapir right now. And this is a very volatile category. So many places that things could go wrong.
Right.
So no lead is safe, really and truly. Unlike a lot of other longer Breath of the Wild categories where we'll perform inventory slot transfer to duplicate a bunch of fairies and effectively have infinite life. That is too slow for Master Sword Restricted, so we're just going to be relying on backup food and our sense here. Tapir getting a better launch inside the shrine too, going to be able to skip that wall jump and head straight to the slide. Getting a little bit more time back on Proto here. Shayrada, very fun trick. Just little turn all the way to the end. And so now after this shrine is where we're going to see a potential diversion between our two runners. So we'll be interested to stay tuned and see where Proto heads off to. If he heads northeast to Tamil, or if he heads east to Sokofi. It looks like he is going for, the Tamil route, but unfortunate dead angle there. This wind bomb is very annoying. It can be hard to get a launch in the direction you want without dead angling there.
Ooh, that was close.
And Tapir slowly and surely making his way over to this shrine that's name always escapes me. Shayrada, I think. Yeah. The pathing. Sorry. Go for it.
Speaking of shrine names, they're different in like different game languages, right? Like, there's some differences. I think that's interesting.
A little victory hop there. Classic. When you're trying to press A to open the terminal and then X to skip the cutscene, but you don't quite get the A press, so Link just does a jump when you press X. Classic. Tamil, a very difficult shrine here. The only top runners can get the optimal strat here. What he's going to do is run and jump on the wall and... oh, that's it. There's the shrine. Very well done. He gave us a Bosch Kala wind bomb, but he didn't give us a Tamil wind bomb, so he does still have a little bit of a soul, which is good to hear. And it looks like Tapir is also going to be taking the same Tamil route here, which would be great for the sake of our commentary, because we won't have to do as much work to keep the shrine order in memory. Oh, unfortunate. Look, probably got snapback on his controller there, and meant to press the detonate to drop the bomb, but accidentally detonated circle instead. Did he use his fairy? I couldn't see.
Didn't catch that either.
We'll keep an eye out for that, because if he did use his fairy, it's very early on to not have it. Yep, he doesn't have it anymore.
Yikes.
So he's gonna have to play a little bit safe on some of these more riskier shrines, more likely to compensate for that controller issue. But yeah, the pathing here from Shayrada to Tamil can be a bit tricky. A lot of strange angles. A lot of weird elevations to play with. Very clean wind bomb from Proto over here to Moakit. This is what we call evil stasis, because just like stasis, it's got those boulders that roll down, but the floor is lava, or the under floor is lava. Tapir with an excellently executed tall mold skip. Just wonderful running right there. But no, the issue with Moakit is that it's really, really easy if you're not careful to go too high and hit the ceiling and just bonk straight down because you won't have time to pull glider, but masterfully executed with a very slight turn. Both runners keeping about consistent pace of kind of one shrine between them. So as we head into our Akala branch of the run for both these runners, Proto's going to have to do his best to maintain that lead on Tapir, whereas Tapir's is going to have to play clean and wait for Proto to make a mistake, so he'll have the chance to catch up. Very fast turn from Proto all the way to Sadahaj. This one can be a bit tricky, where he's going to go for one of those normalized setups that we talked about earlier with the hammer, where you do backflip into a hammer swing, which moves Link forward a set amount, and then a side hop to get on one of the two pegs that are kind of around the shrine elevator. And from there, you can get just enough height to go into bullet time, There's that setup. We're going to head to the right. Delay bullet time there. Very nice.
Nice.
Very well executed. This one can be tricky.
Oh.
And there's Tapir hitting the ceiling there, like we mentioned. Ooh. Tricky spot here. You're just going to have to jump back in there. Oh, I think he might be going for a mid-air. Oh, hold on.
That would have been crazy.
The idea was totally there. He had me completely sold on that backup. Just a little bit too low of a wind bomb.
Mm-hmm.
You have to redo the shrine here. We're also running pretty low on backup food. Although after we get to the end of the Akala branch, backup food won't really matter as much anymore. Since we'll have 4 extra heart containers, I believe, is what it shakes out to.
I believe it's 4. Just
Let's
gonna
take a
stay
bit of a
tuned
time
and
loss
see.
here. Stay tuned, it'll be coming soon. Proto dropping down to Zikasho. This shrine in particular can be a bit tricky. It's just a really strange angle, and the way the ceiling is arranged, and the I was about to say the furniture. It's just the walls of the shrine. Okay, very nice. Ooh, almost got an upper ankle landing, which would have been awesome. And yeah, it looks like he's gonna go ahead and use his fairy there as well. A lot of runners do prefer to use Ikasho as the shrine to tank their fairy with, because the landing there can be pretty harsh. And you've already done 2 wind bombs to get into the shrine. But
you'll have to see how Tapir does.
Yeah, like Newborn said in chat, this could get a bit dicey for him without a fairy. But we're gonna see him have to work his way through Sadahaj first. Ooh. Opted not to use the backup food and got punished. You know, for his sake, we'll just say it was an intentional death, so... Oh my goodness! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have discovered the absolute war crime that is the Breath of the Wild autosave system.
Yeah, that is diabolical.
Our runners are going so fast here that Tapir made it to a completely different shrine and nearly completed it, but got sent back all the way to the previous shrine, so that's going to put him back quite a bit now. He's looking at a 2, perhaps even 3 shrine deficit to Proto here. Proto with a commanding lead, looking out to finish up the Akala branch here. Already in Zunakai's blessing. So just 1 more shrine for Proto, and then he's going to be warping his way back to Kaiwan, and then making his way to Kakariko to trade in those blessings that he's collected so far. Or blessings or tears of the kingdom. What are they called? The orbs.
The orbs, yes.
The monk balls. Definitely not that one. The round thingies you get when you complete the shrine. Spirit orbs! God! Okay, we found it. We found it. Don't worry. But anyways, getting back on track. Very cool BLSS step up that we see Proto use there off the back of the shrine elevator. We're gonna see that a few more times throughout the run. Tapir using a fish this time.
Good choice.
Itosa Og is a cute little shrine. It's just, the gap is just wide enough that you can't really jump across. So we're going to see a cheeky, short little wind bomb here. I think Proto probably is going to opt for a square first, which will give you a lot less height and a lot less distance, but this is exactly what we need here. Yep, square first. Perfect. Very well executed. Square firsts are trickier than your standard circle first wind bombs. Oh, Tapir getting an unlucky bomb placement there. Another pain that can come from running this category is finding all these little tiny spots where you get just barely enough height to go into bullet time to get a launch off of. It can be a pain to navigate all that, but Proto is wrapping up the Akala branch. Tapir with 3 shrines to go in the Akala branch, so he's gonna have to put a lot of work in to try to catch up here. Max height to barely clear the cliffside there. I'm interested to see how he does for Zkasho here. Again, with limited backup food, he might have to... No fairy, limited backup food, he might just have to use the rest of his fish. Making a save here. Not a bad idea. Oh, going for a launch off the peg here. This is one I haven't seen too much. But there is a setup you can do here to pull glider and then fly over. It looks like that's what he was going for. Ooh. So, in a bit of a predicament, we can make another launch, but then we're going to have to use our food. Tapir angling around trying to find out how the best way to get out of this sticky situation is. He's just going to go say F it, we're just going to use the rest of our fish. Oh, unfortunate snapback incident. So, another reload there. But let's check back in with Proto real quick, making quick work of Dakatas. This is a really fun one of my favorite shrines in the route, just because of the cool wall hack, seeming wall hack you get to do.
Yeah, I like that one a lot too.
Okay, so if you're getting the glider pull, second try. The show must go on. And Tapir is tenacious. He's not the type of guy to give in, so he'll be doing his best to see this run through to completion. Despite the 3 shrine deficit, 3 run. I was commentating like it's a baseball game or something.
There's still a lot more shrines to go, so much that can happen.
We are only at 16 out of 40, so a lot of room for Proto to make mistakes, potentially a lot of room for Tapir to catch up. Great wind bomb chain into the mid-air from Proto here, and you're going to see him buffering his shield like that to try to get the goddess statue to load in quicker. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work out like that. But we're going to be getting a little break here from Proto, just turning in our 16 orbs for 4 heart containers. So we'll be having 7 in total for the rest of the run. Which again, that's going to give us a lot more leeway for error in terms of bad launches, maybe snapback on the controller, those kind of things.
Yeah, for sure.
Something interesting in terms of the routing for this run is you might want to think, okay, well, there's all those blessing shrines, right? They're super quick, you just run through, it takes like 5 seconds. You may imagine, oh, we'll be seeing a lot of blessing shrines. Well, unfortunately, a lot of times the puzzle is actually getting to the shrine. And a lot of them are in very hard to reach locations. Or just very out of the way. So we're actually only going to be seeing, I think, maybe 2 in total. 3, actually. 3. I want to say 3. Don't quote me on that. Stay tuned. See if I'm wrong. So we're also going to see here our first kind of test of strength. Yep, this one isn't a test of strength shrine, but Proto performed a pretty precise wind bomb there to get over the cutscene trigger for the tutorial guardian. And then setting skew on the wall with that normalized setup. Another reason why we grabbed the hammer. And then a quick click through the wall. And we were through. This next branch here that we're going to be seeing Proto on, we're going to be heading south towards the Dueling Peaks. And then we're going to be cutting southeast into the Farron Woods, into the jungle. So That'll be our next kind of leg of the race. Our expert fact checkers are saying that 3 blessings is probably right. Proto going for another super launch here. Didn't look like he quite got the right frame, so he's gonna have to back up with a midair. Which in the end doesn't lose that much time, it's just -1 heart pretty much. And that's kind of what we're gonna be looking at here now that we've got 7 heart containers. If you've got enough stamina left, you can pretty much just midair to back up almost anything. But for segments where you have kind of a bit of a longer chain, you might have to pay a little closer attention to conserving your health. But all in all, a pretty clean route to Hadahamar. This shrine is the pachinko shrine where it has the ball that you have to navigate down. But there's a pretty nice skip for it. We'll see if Proto goes for my patented consistent lineup that always works 100% and never fails. TM.
The cloud special.
Oh, this is the cloud special. Look at that.
Bang.
Okay, it worked. I didn't look like a fraud in front of all these people. Awesome. That lineup is to get you on the ledge there, because a lot of times if you bounce directly down, you might not have time to pull your glider before smacking into the ground and dying a horrible death. So that lineup is to get you on the ledge there so you can just drop down, not have to worry about extra damage. Tapir getting a nice ragdoll through the hole in the wall there on Dakatus. Again, super awesome strat here. Ooh, it's gonna be close to see if he doesn't ragdoll. Oh,
my goodness.
Oh my gosh,
That is
extremely lucky. He definitely was
crazy.
gambling there that he wouldn't ragdoll and take that extra quarter heart. Whew.
Hashtag keep gambling.
Oh, and there we go. There's a successful super launch by Proto. See how fast he's going. Whoa. Double speed off that lag frame. Beautiful. Oh. Almost made it in before the rock wall loaded. Into Toto saw. This is another super fun wind bomb here. He's gonna do another one of those backflip setups off the elevator peg, and then just launch right to the end.
Wait, does Proto have his fairy? Thought
He does not.
used it.
He did, yeah. He tanked it during Zkasho, I believe. Beautiful midair by Tapir here. We're going to be seeing him trade off his spirit orbs for heart containers now. Just barely made it with enough backup food.
Yeah. Hopefully it's gonna be less scary from now on. A lot of unfortunate moments.
Yep, and Proto is now heading into one of the most difficult sections of the run, the dueling peaks here. Oh, unfortunate.
Even the square, that's crazy.
The benefit of the
The wind
square
of the
is that
square.
it's not supposed to roll away like that. But there's a very interesting slide step up you can get off the rock wall here. I don't know if he's too far away to get it though. Oh,
Nice.
perfect. So yeah, this section of the run here, Dueling Peaks, he's going to be sliding over to Ritahi, which is a difficult shrine of its own right, and then he's going to be performing what many consider to be the hardest trick in the run, which is the Shrine Coordinate Warp.
Yeah,
This is a
kinda
very-
like make or break.
If he struggles at all with the SCW, that could give a lot of room for Tapir to gain some ground back here.
Okay, let's see how it goes.
What about the peg
Stay
here?
tuned.
Slight right turn so that Link doesn't auto-target the lamp. And wow.
Beautiful.
Beautiful Ritahi launch there. Alright, so now he's going to be attempting that SCW we've been hyping up. This is a very interesting trick. So what he's going to do is he's going to jump off the elevator in a particular way that he can press A while mid-air but in a semi-grounded state. Then he's going to launch himself out of the elevator zone, or activation zone. Then he's going to carry that stored elevator press. Launch looks good. He's going to carry that stored elevator press into the loading zone, or loading radius of another shrine, which is way up top. Turn back and drop, and that'll basically wrong warp him into the next shrine. Very well executed, and he made it.
That is amazing, wow. Really clean.
Yeah, just extremely masterful execution over that whole segment there. The ready turn into the STW. Very well done. So Proto will maintain his commanding lead over Tapir with that clean SCW. Tapir going for the super. Looks like he got it. He's just going to carry that as far as possible. Going for a wind bomb here to get to Shivanath always makes me kind of laugh a little bit as an AMQR runner. Mm-hmm. It saves like we've all accidentally done the jump in place hammer slash when we're trying to go for the peg setup. Very good bounce there too.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, as he's making his way to the end of that section, very well, masterfully executed. Tapir going for a bit of a different setup. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Oh, is he not enough time? Very well done. Okay. Nothing to fear. He did not have his fairy, so that if he had ragdolled or hit the wall in any way, that could have been very bad news. Alright, so now with the Dueling Peaks branch done, Proto's going to be making his way over to the Faron Woods. I always forget the name of this shrine. I think it's Kazatoki? The one that starts with a Q?
Need to find out.
But this is the Song of Storms cast quest shrine, so normally you're supposed to wait for a lightning strike to hit it with like a metal weapon or something. But sliding in at a specific angle over that mountain range, and then dropping down, if you're quick enough, you can get there before the rock that encases the shrine loads in. You can see this is completely gone. We're just going to be able to drop down, open the shrine, and go. And I actually forgot this one's a blessing shrine, so I think that's 4 in total.
Yeah.
Wait, if this one's... Which one's Kazatoki then? I'm going crazy. Oh well.
I'm like so bad with the names.
Same. It doesn't help that I've been playing in German too since I've been running AMQR.
Right. Have you learned any German yet from playing it in German?
Let me think. There's this one line that Impa says that always sticks out to me, but now I can't remember it. Now that I'm being put on the spot. Oh, it's Du erkennst mich noch. Something like that.
Ooh, yeah. That was good.
Thank you. You don't have to lie to me. Just be lucky I'm not trying to speak Russian. Then I would really offend you. Alright, so we're gonna all be on the edge of our seat for Tapir as he heads into the Dueling Peaks section. But Shota saw that Proto's looking at his note. Whoa.
Whoa, holy.
Okay.
That was so speedy.
Okay. So, that just happened. insane. I didn't even get time to finish my sentence.
Something just happened.
Something just happened.
Yeah, like
there
blinked.
There was an Omega vibe shift. But I guess Tapir finished Reedy. Let's check in with him and see how he does on his SCW. It was so fast, I blinked and I missed it, but it looked like an outport up. Alright, crossing our fingers for Tapir. Oh, he's setting up the square bomb. This is a slightly easier method you can do. Got a nice launch there. He's gonna have to remember to swap back to his circle before he tries to do anything inside the next shrine. Turning back, and very well done. Very quick.
Nice.
Both our runners are extremely locked in right now. No major mistakes by any of them in the last 3-4 shrines put together. Although, unfortunately for Tapir, that means that Proto is maintaining his commanding, now 4-shrine lead. Alright, so Tapir will now be wrapping up Dueling Peaks and heading into Farron Woods, but Proto is now looking to leave Farron Woods, and we're going to be heading to the area around, is it Highland Stable? I believe. Oh, this is an interesting step up. I haven't seen this one too much. But yeah, we're going to be making our way towards the western half of Farron Woods, and then across to Lake Hylia for the next branch of our speedrun. Oh, another unfortunate snapback incident for Tapir. This should be okay, although with just 2 hearts to tank on the landing, there is a chance that he doesn't survive this fall. Oh, got lucky.
He's been really lucky these like past couple shrines.
With these, even the bad bounces end up working out. Very quick and easy Kalmakog from Proto. And he's going to be making his way down to our next test of strength skip. And this one's going to have a bit of a more difficult setup than the one we saw at the tutorial shrine back in Kakariko. So stay tuned for that, coming up soon here. This is another kind of tricky setup that we're going to see a couple more times throughout the run for these tests of strength shrines, because we are not going to be fighting these guys with Traveler's Bow and the Sledgehammer. So we are going to be skipping these. There's a couple different setups you can do to get over the cutscene trigger for the fight here, and it looks like Proto's going to be going for the square first setup, which personally I find to be the most consistent. So we're going to drop the square on the other side of the wall, line ourselves up with it, do a backflip. We're going to get into bullet time here. The timing is a bit trickier than a normal wind bomb. Turn around, drop the circle, back to square, and right over. Nice. Very well done. And like we saw in the tutorial shrine at Kakariko, we're going to be using a normalized setup to get a consistent skew here. Get to the wall. And back out. Nicely done.
Proto's locked in. Both of them are, but it's really clean.
I think without that super unlucky autosave that Tapir got earlier, and then, you know, the snapback has kind of messed with him 2 or 3 times, this would be a much closer race. For sure.
For sure, yeah. What is going on with Tapir right now?
He's So remember how we got into that shrine without clearing the big rock wall? Well, it's still there. It's just that we're inside of it. So you have to do another like crouch uncrouch clip, similar to the very beginning of the game when we're leaving the Shrine of Resurrection to get out of there. And the spot to do it can be kind of finicky.
I don't know how I've never caught that.
You're making his way to show to saw. I don't think he'll be going for that same super quick all-forward setup that Proto went for, but I'm interested to see what he does do. I have a turbo easy super baby strat for this shrine that I do, and even then it sometimes doesn't work. Although I think that's just user error. Very nice. Little light turn, delayed detonation, perfect.
Hey.
Yana, God, this one's pretty fun. Throw the bomb in, launch it up, and if you run at the right angle, you can just sneak up through that little hole. Very well done.
Let's go.
Alright, and here's again why the tower's coming in handy. Instead of getting out of this big crater, we're just going to warp to Cryo to continue our next leg of the run here. We're going to be heading through Gerudo Canyon to pick up a couple shrines, and then back up north to the other side of Hyrule Field, the western side, before making our way across to Tabantha. So that's what we can look forward to. And on Proto's side, that's 28 out of 40, so 12 shrines left. Making very quick work of this speedrun as we come up on our hour mark here for both our runners. There is another super launch you can do here to get from the Cryo Shrine to Geno in the canyon down here, but it doesn't save too much time and the slide is much more consistent. There's no surprise to see Proto going for that one. We're getting a very nice launch angle for halt to tilt here. Just jump right down and finish off the shrine. Geno is going to be another one of our standard backflip setups off the peg and just a straight, nice and easy launch at the end. Or a back hop, rather.
Nice.
Not necessarily a backflip. There we go, making short work of yet another shrine. If you send in your donations now, you can have our runners do a shrine of your choosing normally with no wind bombs. Just kidding. But that would be really funny.
I think Cloud is funny.
Thank you. I think Danny's funny. Tapir also going for the banana step up. This is one that maybe I'm just a noob, but I haven't seen this one too much. It looks very
tough.
annoying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get like the perfect jump height at just the right angle. Now he's thinking maybe I got the wrong tree, but it was the first tree actually. Proto's gonna be heading into Dakaso, which is another one of our test of strength shrines. Almost getting the shrine unloaded. That's something we haven't seen a lot yet in this run. Is certain shrines, if you approach them from the right angle and quick enough, I mean in the end it's just RNG, but sometimes you can get it so the elevator loads in first, but not the shrine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Crazy step up from Tapir there.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite in a good way though, because he's gonna have to curve all the way back around to get the Kumagnite. Another great square first clear from Proto there. And something we haven't touched on yet is our runners, after every time they do a clip there, we're going to see them bombing themselves at the end. That's just to clear what we call glitched ragdoll state. Every time you unequip your shield mid-jump, you're going to get that glitch ragdoll state, and it's going to cause you to not be able to launch yourself on your next wind bomb. So they're just going to go ahead and clear that before the health refill. Quickest and easiest way to make sure that your next wind bomb will be successful. Proto going for a north-facing setup off a cryo block here. This one's very fast. And we're going to be heading all the way up to the top of that furthermost cliff to the north. So we're going to go for a bit more height here. Looks like he's going to have to pull early and go for a midair. Not a problem. Perfect.
Nice.
And doing a shield serve midair there to clear his shield skew from the last shrine. Apparently that wind bomb chain has a name. And its name is Moist. I got the shrine name wrong. Lumang is the other one. I can never keep these straight. Oh, unfortunate. Going for a little swim.
Okay.
But nevertheless, making quick work of that. Tapir going for test of strength skip. Ooh, almost brushed the ceiling there and then almost fell in the pit. I was so scared. Considering how these shrines have been giving him the runaround today, it's nice to see him catch a lucky break there for once.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we'll get to see another one of those step-ups off the elevator here. These are always super fun. And it just kind of launches you out of the chute like a pinball. Making our way to... the name will come to me once it pops up on screen. Kamyatak, yes.
Ah, yes.
I could probably tell you what it is in German. I can't.
Oh my god. I couldn't, because I never played the game in German.
Calm your talk. We are now drifting into Yanaga. Proto just wrapping up shrine number 32, only 8 to go. It looks like his lead is still staying at 5 shrines.
Yeah, it's been pretty consistent.
A nice turn over here. He's making his way to Katachuki, which I want to say is the last of the Test of Strength shrines. But dodging these Guardian Stalkers here.
Scary.
To go north. Yeah, and there's this little hill here that if you're not careful, sometimes you can drop your slide. Looks like he's fine. Gonna pivot right back in. Nice approach. You know, if you think about it, with all these wind bombs, it does kind of feel like a game of golf. Ooh, barely cleared the gap there.
Also bumped. Yep.
But it gets the job done. Good skew. Good clip back in. Expect nothing less from our lead runner here.
Hell yeah.
Heading into the canyon here is another pretty interesting chain. There's the chance of taking a lot of damage at the end of this next shrine that Proto's heading to. So we're gonna have to try to get there in as few wind bombs as possible. Losing a bit of speed towards the end, but still making it there all the same. Also queuing a skew there, but then kind of bouncing off another rock wall.
Oh, scary.
Unfortunately, fell down a little bit too far, but nothing crazy.
2 seconds off PB right now.
Oh, Tapir getting stuck under the
That's
bubble
awkward.
tower. Can we get a that's never happened? Oh, here's another tough chain coming out of Zaltawa. Can be pretty tough to clear the low ceiling there while also making it up to the top of this rock formation. We've got a long ways to go to Monotoma. So rather than dropping down and retrying that wind bomb, Proto's going to opt to just run the next spot. And you just saw it in chat. We are on PB watch for Proto. A little bit of a mishap there, but let's hope he can come back from it. It'd be very cool to see another PB during this race.
That'd be huge. Yeah.
We're setting up for Doc Hasso. Oh, barely missed the pillar there. Had me on the edge of my seat, but got the clear. Skew looks good. And we're in. Nice on.
We've been doing pretty much the same shrines so far, right?
Yeah, the order's been identical, and from here on out, I don't see them deviating at all.
Yeah.
Monotoma, you have a chance to take extra damage here, but with that setup, looks pretty good. Nothing to worry about. Proto is pulling out all the stops to not only win this race, but go for a new personal best. And let's check our stat sheet here. Please bear with us one moment. Proto is a top 10 runner. Looks like he's in 8th place if his PB from a year ago is still accurate. With a 1:15.52, looks like he's on a decent pace to get close to that or even clear it.
Exciting.
You're heading into Proto, which is hole number 31 here. This hole has a par of 1, but is nothing to shake a stick at. We're gonna see this setup he can do here. Going for the putter on this one. A little bit of misstep in the positioning here. Getting his form right. Right onto the green. Very well done. And unlike Proto, he didn't fall into the water hazard on the course, so he'll be making up a little bit of ground there. Golf claps in chat. Golf claps in chat.
4 more shrines for Proto, I believe.
Yep. Oh, here we're coming up on a real doozy. We're going to be wind bomb chaining across Tanager Canyon, all the way over to the Hebra Snowfield area. This is a pretty scary chain. We're going to have to do a couple midders here, and stamina is very tight. But seeing how Proto's played so far, he should be able to make short work of this. So let's all tune in and wish him good luck. Midder number 1. Good height, good distance. Gliding as close as we can. Setting up for midder number 2.
Nice.
Looking good. Looks like we'll be able to make it all the way across. Might have to drop a little bit early before the wind bomb spot. No, perfect, perfect. Great stamina conservation there. You can see just how tight that wind bomb is. With that evil, evil green wheel. Tapir's still working on Kami attack. Ooh, barely got the step up there. Very nice. Intervin, oh yeah, and now we've made our way 3, 4, 5 wind bombs across, and we took a little bit of chip damage there, so this shrine can be a little bit dicey if you don't have a good setup for it. We're gonna backflip off the peg here. I always slip off this one too. I don't know what it is. Oh!
Ooh.
Very unfortunate. Looks like his bomb placement was just a little bit off. Or maybe it was snapback. I couldn't quite see there, but in any case, just a little redo. And the good news is that he'll be able to get into the shrine and have a much better chance of living. Or perhaps it was an intentional death. Anyways, we can speculate. I wasn't quite sure what happened, but the important thing is that the shrine is done, and now we'll just call it an intentional death for the health refill. Well, we're merciful over here at Zelda Speedruns.
For the content.
Too. For the fans. Gotta keep them on the edge of their seat a little bit, right? This is one of my favorite yeah, exactly. This is one of my favorite slides in any Breath of the Wild category across the snowfield here. This is super fun. Link's feet are probably freezing as he drags them through the snow. One time I was sliding here and a fox spawned in front of me and Link just killed it with his body.
No.
Pile of meat freezing on the ground. This is a very fun slide here, and you notice we're getting almost no lag. Hi Lionel, bye Lionel. Jagama has a pretty risky wind bomb you can do here to skip grabbing the key and opening the door. It's not so much faster, but it is very cool. We'll see if Proto goes for it. Looks like he's just gonna be grabbing the key. No shame in that at all. The fact that this is the third to last shrine, it's got such a risky strat. Not a lot of runners go for it. Because if you are on pace, you might not be willing to throw it away in the last 5% just for like a 2-3 second time save.
Yeah.
Tapir making his way through the canyon to Zoltawa. Alright, the next shrine, second to last for Proto, is going to be Kazutoki, which is the Hebra Labyrinth, and our on-the-ground reporters are telling us that he is going to be going for a Labyrinth clip, which should save a little bit of time here. But I haven't seen the setup for this in quite a while, so we're both going to just enjoy the show together. Struggling a bit here to get that step up. Bomb keeps rolling away, as it is wont to do.
One bomb. Lock in.
The bomb is a paid actor by Tapir. Great bounce there for Tapir and Zoltawa. And here we're gonna get a bit of a forced cutscene as we enter the labyrinth. They're gonna give us kind of the spiel of what we're supposed to do here. And we're gonna do none of that. And ooh, not quite getting the clip we wanted there. Second try, not bad at all. And we're in. Very nicely done. That clip there, it looks like it just allows you to drop a little bit quicker instead of going to the back right and then running back up and around. I'm not quite sure how much time that saves, but the way that Proto executed it looked pretty quick.
Yeah, it's been on a roll. One more shrine to go.
I think he is already off PB pace now, with just one shrine left, but incredible showing by Proto so far in this race against Tapir. Normalizing his position off the wall there. Unlucky bounce. Actually, I think his position wasn't quite normalized, and so that's why he got that weird bounce. So he's gonna have to run all the way over to the step-up spot. Shouldn't be a problem, even though we're taking cold damage, because we're gonna be out of it pretty soon. Now, we're gonna be entering Korok Forest to get shrine number 40, and then trade in the rest of our orbs for heart containers to pull the sword, and that'll be GG for Proto. The angle of approach to get in the forest can be a bit tricky, but it's a pretty straight shot from here. Oh, unfortunate speed cap. This might be a bit of a problem. There we go. The void out.
Oh, dang it.
Just a super unfortunate speed cap. That's gonna get him caught by the fog and send him back to... all the way back to the labyrinth, and this load is gonna be super chunky. Yeah. This bomb, once again, fulfilling its contractual obligation to Tapir to roll away at every available opportunity. The slide's so nice, we had to see it twice. And it looks like Tapir's bomb was also paid off by Proto. Dang, right under the speed cap here. But second try, making it in. We're going to drop down to KO Group, which is shrine number 40. Can be a little tricky to find if you don't know what you're looking for, but a good initial side angle made it so Proto got right there. And our last shrine of the run is going to be a nice little square first. Off the peg here. We're going to get to see that back hop set up just one last time. Swing, hop, and forward.
Nice.
Right through. And that'll be shrine 40 out of 40 complete for Proto. All that's left is to head inside the Deku tree to the goddess statue, trade in our orbs, and draw the Master Sword.
Yay.
Tapir still about 4 shrines behind. He did catch up a little, but unfortunately, at this rate, it's looking like it might not be enough. As Proto makes his way, let's turn our attention over to Tapir, going for that canyon. Ooh, he noticed the snapback and caught it first before it could ruin his day again. And it looks like Tapir's going for an only slightly slower but safer strat. This is a route we use in All Main Quest Restricted to get to Rito Village. However, you can use that same step-up spot to go in the opposite direction, north, to the snowfields to get to Rinoya. Much less risky. From here we can just slide and glide our way to victory. Pressing the A button over and over again challenge. I will say, as fun as this category is, it is a tiny bit anticlimactic, the fact that you end the run by just smashing A and through these slow text boxes. But hey, small price to pay for what's been a fantastic showing from both of our runners here tonight so far on ZSR.
Super fun.
Tapir also struggling to stay on the peg there. See, I knew it's not just a me thing. Another thing to keep in mind there is because Tapir went for the slide instead of the wind bomb chain, he's got a lot more health to kind of keep him going. For that launch inside the shrine there.
Got all his hearts.
One last order of business for our race here. Couple cutscene skips. Draw the sword. And that will be our time. All you gotta do is just hold A. Don't let go of A. Do not let go of A. And keep holding A. And in case I didn't mention it, don't let go of A. And that will be...
Let's go.
Time. Huge GG's.
GG.
Congrats to Proto on a final time of 1:19:01. That does include our intro of our bot saying 1:18:59 per race time. Congratulations to Proto. He will advance to 2-1 in our Swiss style tournament here. Tapir dealing with a lot of unfortunate circumstances throughout the run. Controller snapback, super unlucky autosave that put him back quite a bit. But he hung in there and actually played pretty close. Just he was able to take a 5 shrine lead down to just a 3 shrine lead by the end.
He's also playing it safe here.
See, this cutscene just made me mad because it's like, just let her confess her love. It's not that big a deal.
I know.
Tapir's bum cooperating a little bit more than Proto's was on the way to the labyrinth. I don't think we'll see Tapir going for the clip here, so we'll get to see the alternate route into the shrine room. Dropping down here, picking up the bomb. Max height launch. Right over the walls. We're going to be aiming right for that back right corner, right behind the shrine room. Dropping down. Perfect. Beautiful link placement there. And so this is what that clip we saw Proto do is skipping, just going back there and then running around to the back of the shrine. Of course, Link, first thing he does when he gets his sword back is aura farm a little bit. Come on, buddy. Pack it up. By the way,
silly.
Zelda has a huge freaking crush on you. Everybody knows it but you. Just thought you should know. And there's that little wall jump there. Tapir tried to normalize his setup. Didn't quite work out, but that looks like a good angle. Yep, and he's gonna be getting a little bit time back there what Proto was able to accomplish. Alright, and here comes the tricky slide into the forest. Fingers crossed he doesn't speak, having get eaten by the fog. Oh my god.
Good.
Is that the sword that seals the darkness?
No way.
Whoa. Our on-the-ground sports reporters are saying that a blade that shatters so easily against my power cannot save you from me. And I believe we can go ahead and corroborate this story with our in-studio reporters who are saying Raru places faith in you, but that was all you could do. So we're going for the nice little square first here. A bit of a higher launch, but no big deal. Dropping straight down to the end. Beautiful, and that'll be shrine 40 out of 40 for Tapir. Let's get some golf claps in chat. For our runner-up runner. And as Tapir's finishing off here, if Proto, if you're around and listening, we'd love to have you in for a little bit of an interview if you're interested.
He is being silly. Korok Forest. Link doing Link things.
All right, our reporters see we have Proto in the waiting room coming in for an interview.
Yo,
Welcome
huge
into the
GG.
interview room, Mr. Proto. First of all, congrats. Huge GG on your run. How are we feeling?
All right, hello. I think I should be. All right, awesome. Pretty good. It was pretty good overall.
Yeah, that was really clean.
I'm getting really bad feedback. Hold up. Thank you. Trying to think. Hold up. Yeah, there we are. Overall, yeah, it was pretty good. Plateau was a little iffy, but then I crawled ahead, lost time to mow a key. I don't remember what. Hada Hamar, yeah, I missed the super, and then Ritahi, just the step up is just stupid. I'm not a fan of it. It's the worst one in the run by far, in my opinion. It's just
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with
yeah. It's I think the square went away from me too, so that was kind of rough.
that. Oh my goodness, when the square
That was
started
crazy.
sliding,
Yeah,
all of our jaws
dude, the
dropped.
wind was really, really bad this run. Out of a lot of the runs I've had, this was on the worst side for wind. Usually it's not that huge of an issue. It's like 1 or 2 shrines sometimes, but this was like a lot of them. So
And there's GG to Tapir, finishing off with a 126.33. Well done to both our runners. Tapir, if you're listening, feel free to hop into the call or into the waiting room. We'll pull you in for an interview as well. But yeah, very well done. Congrats on moving up to 2-1 in the tourney. So I'd like if you could walk us through your thought process a little bit. Where were you at during this run in terms of playing for consistency versus playing for speed? What was kind of your strategy coming into today's race?
So usually I just try and play for speed. There are some strats I don't really opt for just because to me they aren't really worth it yet. Some of those being like, the super to Bosch Kala and like the fast killer route wind bomb. I'm not really opting for those yet. Even though I could probably implement them now. I'm just choosing not to. Overall, I think I kind of balance risky and some safe strats.
For sure. So would you say that you played today basically more or less like a PB attempt at the start?
Yeah.
Obviously, we saw you were on pace for a little bit towards the middle.
Yeah, going out of Katachuki, I was 4 seconds ahead, but then I immediately lost it to Zaltawan and got like minus 16 into minus 41 by Renoya.
Classic.
Yeah, I actually ended up doing the wind bomb in Renoya too fast, and I ended up not placing circle, which was kind of an oopsie.
Always fun. Did you feel like maybe the nerves were starting to get to you a bit, or was it more of just
A little bit,
happenstance?
probably.
Definitely understandable. Well,
Yeah.
it looks like we've got Tapir in here with us as well. Welcome into the call. Congrats on your race. How are we feeling? Tapir is our mic muted soldier, the strong silent type.
Hello.
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 Sorry,
How
I
are
had
we
to
feeling?
Do something really quick. I'm doing good. Yeah. Just wish there was less demons in my hardware, but it's all good.
Oh my goodness, yeah, we saw all the times that you were getting snapback at the run, and I noticed towards the end of the run you would get snapback and then catch it and then correct it immediately.
Yeah.
not
after,
gonna burn me again.
Shrine 20, I was just really on top of the snapback, just trying to focus on that because I don't know, something was up with my controller, but it is what it is.
And then of course we saw, if you don't mind me bringing up
That
the
autosave.
Sadahaj autosave incident of 2026.
Yeah, that was my fault. I was trying to look up a video or GM's PB on how to do the Zakasha wind bomb without a fairy. So yeah, which I did do on my second attempt, so worked out.
Very
kind
good.
of.
Yeah, the glider
Not
pull
really.
setup was pretty awesome. We saw you drop down onto the rail there to kind of be like, how do we go about this from here? But then ended up getting it on the retry. So very well done.
Yeah, but yeah. GG's Proto. That was a really clean race. I saw you hit the SCW first try. I'm like,
He sat
was
up in
too
his
fast.
chair.
Thank
In
you.
that moment, he knew he had to lock in.
I was already 4 shrines behind, but I'm like, oh no, he's on it right now.
Because
Hey, but from that point on, you kept it
buffered.
even.
Because I like opening the menu, so I have like more time. A lot of people like kind of like mash out jump, but honestly, I just time it and it works really well. I don't know why more people don't do it.
Yeah.
I just could never get the timing down, so I'm just like
That's so fair. It's
praying.
hard.
I think it's the hardest trick in the game personally. So
Yeah.
if you got it
Just
down,
wait
maybe
until
you
you
should
run
try.
all shrines. Oh
Yeah,
no.
you should try all
All
shrines, bro.
shrines.
Just
Jail.
True. Maybe we can start
Do it
thinking about
21
where we're going to
times.
have our all shrines tourney. Thoughts?
Maybe. I don't know.
If we're being real about that, I think after we do a any percent tournament, I was talking to Rec. I think we were planning on just like doing a community poll and being like, "Hey, let us know what you guys are wanting to do. Just put up a bunch of categories and then see which one wins and host another
Yeah.
Swiss
Sounds
tourney like
fun.
that."
I can't wait for the butter dog tournament. Plat and
Oh
then
boy.
If
RNG
that's what
reload.
people
Yeah,
want,
just Russian roulette. Yep. Let's go gambling.
maybe that'll be like a weekend tournament, not a full.
Yeah, it's like what, 15 minutes? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do
But
that
no,
easily.
that's what we were thinking
Well,
about.
there you have it, straight from the mouth of the Montine. That's what we can look forward to for future tournaments. This tournament's been great so far. Everyone that's tuned in, runners, commentators, restreamers, everyone's been doing an amazing job so far. So, on behalf of the staff team, shout out to all you guys. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you,
GG's
everyone.
to Tapir. You played it really well.
GG.
And yeah, amazing job for both our runners today. And Danny, incredible job, first time ever commentating a race. Can we get another huge round of love and applause in the chat for Danny? You did wonderful.
The comms were really
Happy
good.
to
I
be
can
here.
vouch.
Thank you. It was great to be here today. Thanks so much also to Star for hosting the restream. Any final words from either of our runners to your loyal fans before we throw it back?
Tom moments, I guess.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm pretty sure this was the last race of the tournament, assuming Cephala and Ilox don't do a fun race. So, yeah, just thank you everyone for participating, signing up. Congratulations to the winners of each bracket. If I can find that somewhere. Oh no, Vonda Boris bracket isn't done because there's an async race. So, look forward to the results of that.
Yep. So this will be our last ranked restreamed race. We might get a little for funsies freebie race between Cephala and Ilex. We're still ironing out the details on if that's going to be happening, but stay tuned. And I think if that's all you got to Tapir. Proto, any final words?
No, thank you for the comms. Those were good.
Thank you. Once again, this has been the Breath of the Wild Master Sword Restricted Tournament 2026. I'm Cloud. I've been joined by Danny. Our runners are SR Tapir and Proto SR. And it's been lovely to have you with us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Always love to see the community support we get both from runners and from our chatters, viewers, every time we host something for Breath of the Wild. So thank you all so much for tuning in and enjoying our wonderful hobby of Zelda speedrunning with us. And with that, we'll go ahead and sign off. Have a wonderful night, morning, evening, wherever you are. And we'll throw it back to you, Star. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. GG's here again to our runners. Thanks to everyone who participated in the tournament this year. It was great fun. Thanks to all of our commentators in English and in French. Merci beaucoup, francophone. And thanks to the Breath of the Wild staff as well. It's been a fun tournament to host here. That will be a wrap for us for now here for the tournament. Again, we might have a little showcase race between Cephala and Nalux later perhaps this weekend. But then that'll be pretty much it for this. We should have more Breath of the Wild content coming up later this year, depending if we have another tournament organized. I'd be happy to have you all. And otherwise, there is plenty of other Zelda action happening on the ZSR channels. We are actually going to have some, going back to one of the oldest Zeldas from one of the newest. We'll be going to a Link to the Past We've got Link to the Past Randomizer Kabuki tournament match happening in about 20 minutes here. I'll be over on ZSR main. There's also quite a bit of more Link to the Past. There's Twilight Princess, One Way Kura, and all the other randomizers besides. There's plenty of stuff going on if you want to check those out. But for now, that'll be a wrap for us. We'll go over and say hi to Moldy Meatballs. They're doing some Breath of the Wild dungeon speedruns. So we'll see how that's going. But for now, that's it. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll see you another time.